Welcome once again to Cool Cars, Interesting People. Today we talked to Trevor Panczak. It's been a real pleasure to watch Trevor's career way back in the day when he was working at UFA, singing a song in the back room, and watching him on the Ryman stage. Man, what a great thrill that has been. Great career that he has had and continues to have, so we'll have a chat with Trevor. Today, oh, what a vehicle we have from Northside Lethbridge Dodge. Let's bring in Neil G. Come on, Neil G. Let's bring it up. It's a 2016 Ram 1500. This is a beauty. Talk about it.
Yeah, brand new 2016. It's the Tour Red limited edition truck. Sport crew cab 4x4. Black badging, sport performance hood, LED taillights, projector headlights. Like it's a one of. So there's not a ton of them printed out.
Oh, really?
But yeah.
Is that what they do now? They print them out?
Yeah, printed out. Yeah, bad terminology there.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
And also, like these cars or these trucks are just rated across Canada as like the best.
Yeah, they took Motor Trend Truck of the Year in 2013, Motor Trend Truck of the Year in 2014, and Motor Trend Half Ton of the Year in 2015. So nobody's done it 2 years in a row, let alone 3 years. So in Motor Trend history. So it's pretty good. It's mated to an 8-speed transmission, which is a class exclusive.
Yeah, what is that? What does that mean? 8-speed?
There's 8 gears in it.
Yeah.
It is 6 speeds, whereas 6 gears is all we had before. So now it's the only truck in the industry to have 8. It's powers by a Hemi, the 5.7 liter Hemi, which is multiple displacement, so it shuts down to a 4-cylinder. With the 8-speed transmission, the fuel economy is through the roof, and it's powered 395 horsepower, so it's best in class for all that stuff. And then the 4-wheel independent suspension, which is a class exclusive again. And we have coolers in the floor in the second row, which is another class exclusive. So we kind of got things that, the other manufacturers aren't putting out.
And we talk about Southern Alberta being truck country, and this is just one for the country, right? Why is it that we're such a truck country kind of community?
Yeah, well, not only agriculture and like all that, the truck purpose, but people are using them for second vehicles now. They're the SUV, like a lot of housewives, not to mark them, but they're going to the crew cabs because they're so big for the family, but they got a box to haul some stuff. They're putting covers on them. They're using them like SUVs nowadays because the fuel economy in town and out of town on the highway is so great nowadays. You can run these trucks like SUVs now, so that's a big part of it. Yeah.
Well, let's go find Trevor. Where's Trevor? Trevor, I know he's he sent me here, so here he is, Trevor.
Like you need a hat there.
All right. Because you live in a tent over here, right?
I do. This is where I'm camping.
All right.
This is home camp.
You're a little taller than I thought.
You remember.
Let's go have some coffee. You're in for coffee, right?
You bet. Thanks,
Let's go do this.
Danielle, for doing this here
All right,
today,
you got
too.
it. Here we go. You big boys know how to get up on these things. I don't. Put on your seatbelt because safety is first.
Welcome to truck country.
Do you guys, like, the cowboys ever have cowboy helmets?
Not with the brim. Huh?
Not with the truck.
You comfy? You need to pull that seat up a little bit
No,
to reach the pedals?
I was sitting on something there. I'm good now. All right, let's do this.
The bottom of the seatbelt.
Okay.
Your little kick for the morning.
How do you cowboys keep your hair nice? Because
We don't move the hat a lot after it goes on the first time.
Now, am I doing this? Am I wearing this properly? By the way, is this about right?
Got you a little curve in the brim there, and
I like that.
got you all set up. You might have it just a touch low, but
is it too low?
that's okay.
How about
It is Chinook country.
Yeah. All right. So that's a pretty sweet deal that you've got going on with the tell them Trevor sent you thing.
Northside Dodge has been really good to me.
Yeah.
They've this next month here in April is going to be 4 years that I've been with them.
Really?
And I started on the sales floor with the guys, and then Russ decided to put me more into that promotions and advertising role, and
good.
And between him and Wayne, believing in what I do away from work, it's just been a dream come true just to have a company, a business in Lethbridge that believes in me so much that they made me the face of the company.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's amazing.
And then to say, I got to go do this and do that, and I can't be here for this and that.
They'd rather I wouldn't be around, actually.
Just get out there.
Stay on the road, because the busier I am, I think the better for them it is. And so, that's the entire goal with all this, is to, as I work on my brand, then it increases their brand as well, and it's just a wonderful relationship.
No kidding. Well, I mean, it's such a contrast from when you left the Hutterite colony to now.
Well, I'm still wearing the black hat.
That is a joke with love. The Hutterite brethren are just amazing people.
Yes, they are. They when my brother passed away.
When you say brother, you
my blood brother.
Okay. Okay.
My brother,
I don't mean to be laughing. Sorry, I'm not laughing.
I'm trying to have a moment here. Oh.
So, okay. I'm sorry.
I'm glad I reviewed the Tim Carter interview to prepare for this. The drive to the coffee house.
So, your real brother, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's just fine. It was 1997 that he passed away from a drunk driver, and my dad and my whole family spent a lot of time at the colony, and trading. My brother was a mechanic, my dad was a mechanic, and we worked back and forth, and they were kind enough to make my brother's headstone and
really,
man, and his casket and my dad's casket, Hutterville and Spring Valley Colony. So, we go back a long way. So we when we poke a little fun, then we know it's all in good humor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the drunk driving thing is just, when I hear that, it just, not that I was ever a saint.
Sure.
But doggone it, that's heartbreaking when that happens.
It is. It changes lives forever. And, I know that was the toughest thing on my dad, I think, in his whole life. He had to quit farming and things like that, but losing a son is something nobody should ever go through.
How old was he?
30.
30 years old, yeah.
Yeah, and then my dad was 60 when he passed from cancer, and so that just, those two examples right there make you remain thankful for every day that you have, because I'm over 30 now, and
you should be dead in a couple days.
Every day that I get, I've got to be more thankful than ever.
That is, yeah. I mean, so let's not to bring this all down.
I got to turn the heat down on this thing. I don't know if it's the questions or the top grade thermostat in this new Dodge pickup truck.
My buttocks is a little.
Well, I can turn the heated seats off there. We've got the cooled seats here too. How's the heated steering wheel treating you?
Is that heated as well? Oh, wow! Yeah. Holy cow!
I'm gonna pull out all the stops with the the Ram truck.
Gee, if this was only minus 30, I could really feel it. Oh well.
Did Neil tell you about the glove box?
What's in the glove box?
1.7 cubic feet.
So you can put lots of gloves in there.
Lots of gum sticks. Ron Burgundy said, anyway.
Good old Ron Burgundy.
What is this, a gumball machine? That was the Durango.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. We won't talk about that one. So talk a little bit about what your first vehicle ever was when you were on the farm. Or you probably were 12 when you first drove, were you?
I was, 8 or 9, I think, when I first drove.
Yeah.
Tractor and combine and 3-ton grain truck. But no, I think my first, I know the first vehicle that my dad let me drive was the old 77 GMC Sierra Classic.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a Dodge guy by any means, but I think that if he would have had a chance to take a test drive in one, it might have changed his mind. You never know.
Here comes the corporate Trevor here.
Well, that's a pretty good selling point, actually. That me growing up on a Chevy farm, that I can say, wholeheartely how good the Dodge product has become.
Yeah. Well, and truck of the year and all that.
Motor Trend, three times running.
That's pretty impressive. So are you on the floor much anymore at all, or?
Well, not the sales floor. So I'm more of like the soft sale, the promotions and advertising with referrals. And community investment.
Good.
And so it's just, like I said before, it's just an awesome relationship that I have with these guys, and they're very supportive in what I do away from work, and as long as I make it back for the TV and radio ads at the end of the month, and put a little time in with our shuttle driver Curly. We do a couple days a month with him in the shuttle.
Nice.
With the country ambush that we've done. I don't know if you've seen that on Twitter feeds that we've done. We give some people brighten their day a little bit. Sometimes it's tough to chew on an $800 service bill in the shop or whatever. So we just try and, as we take them back and forth to their house, to the dealership, brighten their day a little bit. Nice. And give them a little care package and get a picture and have some fun in the shuttle.
Cool.
And Curly's been doing that for forever, and it's really a pleasure to watch. Like, Curly's one example of how the staff there are just, everybody loves Curly, and there's a repetitive clientele that use him all the time, and you can just tell they just enjoy their time, the short as it is with Curly. So.
What about Larry and Mo? Are they fans?
Curly, they're usually at home doing each other's hair. I don't know.
All right, let's go. We're gonna go across there to Penny's. You like that place?
Yeah.
All right.
I do. I thought you were taking me to the Lady Luck Lounge for a minute.
Well, we can do that later. Just as long as the cameras
be
are
a lady. All right, here we are.
Thank you. Do I know? Am I supposed to wear it? Keep the hat on for coffee?
Well, only for meal you have to take it off, I think,
I have
right?
no idea whose coffees are whose.
Hi.
Better cups.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Woohoo!
Cheers.
Cheers.
Penny
Yeah.
Coffee House.
Yes, Penny. No, this is good coffee. So let's go back. Let's talk. I mean, I just think of, I mentioned at the offset how it's been fun to watch you, because you had this raw talent in the beginning, and I remember saying, hey, we should do a few more things, and then you did a couple of things over at UFA that was fun, and then you get this opportunity to go to the Colgate Showdown down in Nashville.
Well, even before that, do you remember when we did some stuff at the UFA, but we also went to Nakagamas and was singing on the rice over there. They had a big pallet of rice in the middle of the showroom there.
Yeah.
So we go back a long ways.
We do. But then you get this incredible. Like you paid your dues for this Colgate thing because you lost in the preliminary rounds, like 4 years in a row, or was it more?
Well, I was. I think I competed in that about 8 years.
Was it 8 years?
So the thing with that was, my dad found this contest. Right around the same time he found out about the Youth Talent Showdown from Brianne Urban's mom.
Right, yeah.
She told him about it. You should get Trevor to come up to do that. And Brianne was in the junior section of that at the time. And so we went up there and competed there and also found out about this Colgate Country Showdown.
Yeah.
So go to the local final in Great Falls.
Great Falls, yeah.
And did that for a couple years, and after the contest, every time they'd say, "Well, you're the guy from Canada, right?" And like, "Yeah." Well, maybe you should try next year. Come back. So we get to know the people at the local final, made friends with them, got in, and then we won the local final. Went to the state final, which is also in Great Falls. Okay. And so it's a new batch of organizers, right? So you're the guy from Canada. So it took a couple more, 3-4 years to get in with those guys. And then so went to the regionals in the Dalles, Oregon. We took a bus down. My dad organized this big bus trip and new set of organizers, right? You're the guy from Canada. So finally, I guess I'm a slow learner. So after 5 or 6 years of that, in my bio, that's where they knew I was Canadian. So finally, I changed how I wrote out the bio. So I instead of saying that I was from Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada, I wrote I grew up on a farm north of Cutbank, Montana. I just didn't tell them how far north of Cutbank I grew up.
So do you think it was being a Canadian was against you?
Well, the time that I changed my bio, I made it all the way to the national final. So
Trump,
I don't
Trump
know.
Was on.
It was just kind of cute how that all turned out.
Oh yeah.
But we went, like I said, the local to the state or to the national final. It started out as a little small group of people that we went down on a Sunday afternoon with my family, and like Milton Loretta Jacobson and the Rotzes and some of the Hick and Herd and all that, and then it just grew and grew and grew and to the bus, and then there was over 90 people that came down to the Ryman, and how thankful were we that Jerry Jensen from First Choice Savings helped Global at the time pay for you and who was the
Irv Fair.
Irv, yeah.
So we got what a great. I mean, just to be in the Ryman, because that is the gospel country place. What's the word?
The Mother Church of
Mother
Country
Church
Music.
of Country, yeah. And it was such a cool place. And you got on that stage. You were there, and you wowed the crowd. They loved you.
I tell you,
including Patty Page. I might add. She was a judge. She loved you.
And I loved her.
Yeah.
And I went to the Ryman on a tour a few years before that, and you could walk out on the stage, and literally, Mark, no word of a lie, I took one step on the stage, and I got like electricity went through and I couldn't go another step. So I
really
took my foot off and like, okay, I'm not ready.
Really, is that
honest
right?
to goodness? Yeah, it was like nothing I ever felt before.
Holy
and
cow.
so when I found out that's where the contest was being held for the national final, I go, oh boy.
Yeah.
Because when my dad took me to Nashville in 1999, and what happened was we were doing a record with Gary Buck, who was the producer, and we took a stroll from the Quality Inn on Music Row right by Shoney's in the parking lot there at the restaurant, like Joe Diffie song, and it's like, man, this is the Shoney's parking lot.
Yeah.
So we walked down across the interstate down towards Broadway, and we walk past the Ryman Auditorium, and my dad, I can remember exactly the spot outside the building where we were when he said, wouldn't that be nice if you sang there one day? And I just kind of shrugged it off at the time, but inside I'm like, that would be something. And I wish that he could have got to see it in person. Yeah. But
he was there. I'm sure he was there.
I mean, him and my brother both. I got not a lot of people know this or whatever, but I got 2 extra tickets and left them at the door for him.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So yeah, this feels like a Barbara Walters interview, Mark. You're gonna make me start getting all misty.
But ultimately, I mean, there was five made it.
Five, yeah.
And then you came in second, I guess. I
was runner-up.
Runner-up.
Yeah. So everybody was second.
Yeah.
But to be the first Canadian to ever make it that far and get to meet Leanne Rimes and sing on the same stage at the same time, and
she called you Pancake.
She called me Trevor Pancake. Yeah. She said, "Don't say that because you'll make me screw it up for the TV show." But I remember you laughing in the background when we did that little showcase of a song, when they asked me what song I was going to sing, and I said, "Well, we don't have a lot of heat or
Fire and Rain."
Fire and Rain. We don't have indoor heat. We got to haul our wood to the house up in Canada. And you were just barking in the back, laughing.
Do you remember?
I do. Do you remember that?
I do. Yeah. So how did that would have been $100,000 if you would have won it all. So regrets about that, or did you not?
It was priceless.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
It was. Like I still have my Colgate coat that they gave me, and the memory of, when they were doing the sound check, there's a lot of time in between, just how we set up here at the Penny Coffee House. There's downtime, right?
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I got to take advantage of this, and I started playing this little boogie that my dad taught me how to play when I was a kid, and then I snuck out a Johnny Cash song, and then I snuck out a Merle Haggard song, and just checking stuff off my little list of things to do on the Ryman stage,
Yeah.
So, that was priceless. Absolutely priceless.
And it's ever since then, I've seen a few shows that were at the Ryman, and I think American Idol actually did their auditions at the Ryman.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, wow, this is so cool.
I was there.
Yeah. I saw Trevor lose there.
Well, then the next night we went to the Ryman for the Opry at the Ryman, and we saw the Steel Drivers play, and that was the first time I had ever saw or heard Chris Stapleton sing with the Steel Drivers. It was like, what in the world is that all about?
Yeah.
And so,
Vocalist of the Year last year.
Yeah. So for guys like him and Casey Musgraves to come along and turn the tide a little bit on the bro country aspect, which, I mean, everything goes in cycles, right? But it's kind of getting back to where country stemmed from, I think, and he's going to help push that, and so guys like me really appreciate guys like him.
Would you could say you're an old country kind of guy, like a Merle Haggard?
Well, I grew up with that stuff,
Yeah.
But I also loved listening to the American Country Countdown and being current, and so I've got all this, you stand on the shoulders of who came before you, right? So you want to honor the traditions and still have a modern pop sound.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do with Bob Funk down in Nashville. He's been a great addition to my team, and we work well together. He's a Canadian-born, Nashville-based producer. Yeah, he's worked with Mark Wills among a lot of people, as well as Patricia Conroy, who he is also married to. And so we get to go down there and hang out with them is a treat every time. And man, if you could see the amount of work that goes into one song, one track of a 32-track song, like how diligent he is. It just you get your money's worth with Bob, for sure.
But the thing about Nashville, I've talked about this with you and people like Trevor Panczak as well down in Nashville, just the seeing how welcoming all of these professionals are. They don't care if you're Trevor Panczak or if you're Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you everything for you because it's your dime. We're going to work for you.
Yeah.
And that's universal down there, isn't it?
I learned that lesson the first time I went down to Nashville with my dad. Was that we remarked on how talented all these players were and how nice they were, like you said. And the one fella, I think it was Robert Jacobs or maybe Sonny Garish, I can't remember, but he said, there's lots of talented guys. There's lots of talented guys with egos, and if you get them all in a room and you just you show your ego, then you're not gonna get called back.
Yeah, great.
So Nashville is just like a laid-back, southern, wonderful. It's my second favorite place to go in the world.
Where's your first?
Right here.
Whoa!
Right here.
Chamber of Commerce, Trevor Panczak.
Home is my favorite. Yeah.
All right, now let's talk about opening for Tim McGraw, opening for who's
Zach Brown.
Zach Brown.
Sure.
How cool has that been for you?
It's been a dream come true.
Yeah.
So Sean Sakamoto from Sakamoto Entertainment Agency has been really in my corner, and working with them and the whole team from Sakamoto Entertainment with Christy and Jeff and Paul and Carla now and Ron, of course. Sean's dad is. They're all.
I've met him.
You did another segment with him.
Yeah.
They've seen me, develop as an artist, I think, and seen the potential, and they've given me these opportunities, right? And I don't think I've ever let them down, and we've worked really hard to get to that point, and we're going to take full advantage of every time that those guys call up and say, hey, can you want to open up for
Gord Banford on April?
Joe Nichols? Sure.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's
how can we turn something like that down?
Absolutely.
So, my whole goal is with the radio to get some success with that, and that'll help our buying power so that we can actually get on a full tour instead of just like a one-off show. And there's the sky's the limit for what we can do, and we're really excited.
What's the mindset, though? I mean, obviously, when people go to see Tim McGraw, they're there to see Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
So who's a freaking Trevor Panczak guy, whatever. I mean, there's got to be. Is there any trepidation to that? Because you're the warm-up act. Let's be real about that.
Well,
but you still have to give it your all, and you have to win them over.
Absolutely.
So it's a tough job, I would guess. Or is it?
I think Kiss was an opening act in Lethbridge for Savoy Brown a long time ago too.
And who knows Savoy Brown now?
Right?
Yeah.
So things like that, and that was because of Ron Sakamoto.
Yeah.
So the Tim McGraw thing, wow, it was 20 minutes that went by in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And Tim was just a beautiful guy, and to be able to play at Rexall Place, my favorite team is the Oilers.
Oh.
So, all the jerseys were right above us with Gretzky and Kevin Lowe and Mark Messier, and it's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What a dream come true that is. So check that one off the list.
Sure.
So I don't like trepidation. I don't know. I'm just happy to be a part of the show.
What kind of response did you get? As
really good. We got a good review in the Edmonton Sun the next day.
Good.
And we went out to Winnipeg after that and played at the Prairie Jam with Walk Off the Earth and Thompson Square and Kira Isabella and Beverly Mahood and Washboard Union, and just to be a part of that, man, we got actually an encore out there.
Whoa!
Which was
shut the front door.
Shut the front door. What's this all? I was putting my guitar away, and Big Dave was like, "Hey, this is for real."
We don't know any other song. No, you do, of course.
So we went back out there and
Nice.
played an encore.
Fantastic.
And yeah.
Did you get to meet Tim McGraw, by the way?
You know what? I was upstairs selling merchandise, trying to push the product upstairs.
And you sold him a T-shirt.
He came out downstairs, but all the guys got to meet him. And
you didn't?
I didn't get to. 'Cause I was upstairs working, trying to do my thing up there.
Trying to make a buck.
Trying to meet some people, right, in the merch line.
Yeah.
So, but the guy said when he came out, he was just a beauty. Just a real nice man.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you've got to meet a few of your heroes. Like you were on tour with Tim Williams.
Don
Or
Williams.
John Williams, sorry.
Yeah.
Tim Williams. I think I went to school with him. Don Williams. Sorry, and you had an opportunity with Patty Page too, which is
Absolutely.
For people who
Yeah.
don't know Patty Page.
Yeah.
How much is that doggy in the window?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
fantastic. I mean, these are great opportunities.
like Patty Page was it back in the day. She was the girl that we got a really big shoe. What's it?
Oh, Ed Sullivan.
Ed Sullivan would call to. I like all this history stuff. I wasn't in this era, but I like looking back, and researching that stuff. Where Patty Page was the girl, the person that Ed Sullivan would call to sub-host for him, while he took time off.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
she was the only lady that had a show on all 3 stations, ABC, NBC, CBS.
Really? Oh, I didn't know
Ever.
that either. Oh, wow.
So like she was it, right? And so that Don Williams, like I grew up listening to Don Williams in my bedroom with the lights off, with the covers over, so I wouldn't disturb my parents upstairs, and listening to that over and over, and just that soothing voice of his. And the kind of the ironic thing with that Don Williams thing was, I get to go on tour with Don Williams thanks to Sakamoto's, Sean and Ron setting that up for me. But the last CD that my dad was listening to in our music shop, the Pump House, was Don Williams' Greatest Hits Volume 4. And I should have brought it today, but Don Williams signed that for me and signed my guitar.
There's a lot of eerie stuff that has gone on with you, kind of really cool things.
Hi there.
He sent you. No.
So, hi Johnny. So, I've got a few people.
Hi, Dave.
Bob. Hi, Chris. Good job today, by the way.
No, that's the.
Kogo production.
Want to shift gears to the latest video that you
Sure.
have, the new album. You just
Sure.
recorded it down the street here.
Yeah.
Great video. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
For a lover, that's what it's called.
I Can Be the
I Can
Lover.
Be the Lover.
Yeah.
For a Girl was your previous.
Yes.
I'm getting all the
That's
facts.
okay.
We'll get
You're all Twitter pated. Speaking of Twitter, are you?
Yeah. So that was fun. That was a great, and the song is getting some traction now. You're going right across the country and doing, some promotion.
Yeah,
So
you,
how
you've
fun's
actually
that?
you've actually caught me in the middle of my radio tour. I started out in I should be honest. The first radio station we hit was Drayton Valley, Alberta. We had a show up there for the Arts Touring Alliance of Alberta, and popped in there to see those folks, and they've always supported me right out of the gate. Went out to Ottawa for the Briar. I've been a part of the Canadian Curling
Yeah.
Association.
How cool is
for-
that?
Oh,
Doing your curling song.
Oh,
They
well,
love
that's,
it. They
yeah,
eat that up.
that song, and the show that we put on has taken us from Kingston to Kamloops, kind of thing. And
Fantastic.
so all over the country because of Gord McNabb and Roger Powell with the Canadian Curling Association. Couldn't
God,
be
you're
more thankful.
dropping a lot of names.
Well, I have to. I want to. I'm sorry to be doing that, but
No, that's good.
I
I
am
love
very
it.
thankful for all these
Yeah,
people that support me along the way, right? And so I got to thank them. So I hit stations from Ottawa to London,
Yeah.
and did a couple of CTV morning live shows, and then came home in time to make it to Swift Current for the Ford World Women's.
Yeah.
And went out to Regina, and they just played that actually this morning on CTV Morning Live. Went up to Saskatoon, did the same thing, along with some radio station stops along the way, down to Moose Jaw, over to Swift Current for one last radio station hit, and back home for Easter.
Now, how do you like doing that? Is it get,
I-
the same questions? Oh, you're a nice guy. Oh, you sing nice.
Well, yeah, I love traveling, and I love meeting new people. So that part's the easy part. It's the challenges have been, being an independent artist to get on with the radio station has been a challenge, like I said. But we are getting feature play. So we just got a report from Red Deer where they're saying this is the best stuff we've ever released before.
Nice.
And so those words are encouraging, right? We don't have issues like production, or I'm not in the pocket, or I'm not got pitch problems or things like that. So I think we're doing all the right things. We just there's only so much room in the way that the Canadian radio format is set up these days. So we're just trying to try our best. So, like I said, I'm in the middle of this radio tour, so I'm on my way to Calgary this afternoon, and Edmonton and Red Deer and Olds and High River will follow.
Yep.
So yeah.
What do you like making money in this business nowadays? Is it the touring? Is that where you make your money?
Anymore.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's where you gotta
anymore.
do it?
Well, writing is important. Like there's money to be made in writing. You're not going to get rich overnight.
Yeah.
But it's just like anything, Mark. Like you stick with something, you work at it, and if you love it, that makes it all that much easier. And if the payday comes, well, that's awesome. But for me, music is in my bones.
You just there's nothing you've got to do.
No, I can't imagine myself doing anything else except maybe selling sausage or something.
Well,
Eh?
Eileen.
But other than that, like, you know, yeah, you can, you can't, it's like CD sales are down. So,
Yeah.
you know, downloads and streaming are
Yeah.
like the industry is it's in a tumultuous spot right
Yeah,
now. So someone's going to figure out what's to be done. But in the meantime, playing shows, selling a little bit of merchandise.
Still having fun too, though.
Still having a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
You know, we just had practice last night with the guys. We're preparing for the shows coming up, and you know, when you sit down with the guys and you play a riff together with Ed on the lead guitar, and it's like, man, that sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. So that just, it's like making a good shot in golf. There's about 400 around it that aren't that good, but that one shot will keep you going, right? So with all the, you know, the hardships and the tough times that come with music, you know, there's so many little jabs of light
Sure.
that make you just keep on going.
You know that Ed is a real Annis.
Is that right?
He was in Jesus Christ Superstar way back.
Oh, is
I
that
was
right?
gonna say, yeah, he played the part of Annis.
Oh, nice.
Just wanted to throw that
A
in.
little plug. Yeah, shameless. I'm rubbing off on you.
Yeah. Now, how fast can you write a song? Can you
How
get
good does it need to be?
Well, no, I just okay. Let's do this. Let's see if we can do this right now. Here's these lyrics that have been going in my head.
Is that
for a long
right?
time. She tells me the truth, but it's the same old lie.
That's a good one.
Give me something. Give me a something.
What?
She tells me the truth, but it's the same old lie. All right.
I
You
don't
got
think
something?
we're drinking the right thing to get inspired like that right now. I'd like to write, yeah. I'm not going there.
Okay, I put you on the spot. Yeah, that's all right.
Bugger.
I want to talk about your upcoming gig with Gord Bamford, because
Okay.
you're opening the show with Joe Nichols, Gord Bamford, and then right after you're going to Pinch Creek.
Well, we should
Right.
let's take it back one day.
Okay.
We're doing the end of seed benefit for the Stars Air Ambulance at the Lethbridge Lodge, downstairs at the old Esmeralda's. So
Very good.
we spent a lot of time in there when we were younger.
Yeah.
At Esmeralda's, and so
The horse dead?
So for the
Horse
very
is
first,
gone, yeah.
the wagon wheels are gone. the very first time I'm going to be playing in Esmeralda's, so that'll be very
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Then the next night we're doing the opening for Gord Bamford and Joe Nichols, for the Country Junkie Tour. So we're gonna throw a couple of good old country songs at them
Yep.
for that. Tear down immediately and make it to the fundraiser we're doing out in Pincher Creek.
Okay.
Called the Denim Dinner and Dance.
Nice.
Right there.
There it is. Oh, nice.
So they got a really nice
They got a
poster.
picture of you. You better
yeah,
show
they
up.
do.
Yeah.
April 9th. So you can consider this the after party
Yeah. Very nice.
for the Country Junkie Tour.
Cool.
So we got a pretty busy weekend
Yep.
coming up after that, and then we're gonna still do. We still have to get to the Maritimes for the radio tour.
Were you going to the Maritimes? too?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
geez.
into BC. Got to get to Vancouver. They featured me out there, and that was the cool part. Like a lot of these stations jumped on board and started featuring me right away. So that we have garnered some interest with this product that we put out.
Yep.
This is a Moffat's John Wiggins co-write out of Nashville.
This is
So-
the one. I Can Be Your Lover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's
It's a catchy number. I love
Thank
the
you.
video. You got to go to YouTube or your website or
you
where do
can go anywhere you want.
Yeah.
The links will be found at trevortown.com.
Yeah.
And that'll take you right to the video as well as YouTube. I've got it on Facebook. We were over between the Facebook and the YouTube. We made it over 30,000 views in the first
Nice,
week. It was
nice.
crazy.
This is what we're shooting for this interview.
Yeah.
30,000. I know.
Here, here.
Holy geez, Trevor, you got to get to Calgary, right?
I do have to get to Calgary for the
Trevor,
Country
thank you so
105 radio tour.
She told me the truth, but it's the same old lie.
I should have brought my guitar in
Yeah.
there. Why
Thank you.
is
Yeah.
the last thing I need the first thing I want?
Trevor Panczak, everybody.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.